Hello everyone. My name is Amarjit Singh and welcome to this second episode of the series Ship to Shore Transition. This episode is related to the procurement domain, where I had the pleasure of speaking with Anup Nair, who has got 7 years of experience in the procurement after quitting sailing. And we had some interesting conversation from his first day of engine room experience to his transition journey at shore. We tried to give our best to explore the answer of some important questions. Questions like, while sailing, how can anyone prepare for the transition? Or why should people uh, should consider or may consider a procurement role? How crucial is machinery knowledge in this domain? I was literally curious to know about it, and Anup has really explained it well. Additionally, Anup has explained in detail about the processes which are involved in the procurement, like from requisition request to the arrival of spares on the ship. So I invite you to stay tuned for the full episode. It's really interesting. You will uncover a lot of questions. If you are looking for the transition, then procurement can be one of a good option. So let's get started. Thank you.
The first day I met my chief engineer, captain, my fourth char saab, Bada Saab, everyone. And they told me, Anup, take a paper, go to the engine room, take your own time, make a pipeline drawing and come back. I thought it's a pipeline drawing. Okay, I will just make. I started, floor one, floor two, this. Okay, like that. I started making it. I went till the bilge floor. Okay, and I came back in front of me. They said, no, this is bakwas. This is not the way you should make. Then it is first day, and I feel a little bit of harassed also that time. And I was keeping myself a little calm and quiet. Maybe I can do it better next time. I thought maybe we had our uh, uh, enjoy this thing machine drawing or the drawing time. My teacher used to say, if you are not putting an o-ring also, the system won't work. So I thought something like that, piping, I might have made some mistake. I again tried to make, but again they said it's wrong. Almost 2 to 3 times I made it. I thought I'm going back home. This is not my place. I cannot make a complete drawing. It's the end of my chapter. The money which is given by family is gone, and I cannot be a part of the shipping team because I don't know how to make a basic pipeline drawing. So then my second sub noticed that maybe my because my drawing in my drawing, the wall, the type of wall, everything, I was marking it correctly. If it was a pneumatic valve, I was to put the correct sign, like that. So he noticed that. Then he told me, you go with an oiler, understand the engine room, and take his help, and then you make it. And you won't believe. Then I really understood you have to actually open the floor plates to understand what is piping. So before that, I was not opening the floor plate. I was only walking around and making a drawing. Then I made, it took another 2 hours. Before the end of the shift, I was able to present it in a nice way. And they were like, now you know what we were trying to say. So in engine room, don't take anything very lightly. You have learned many things in the college, many things you might have come across, but actual life is going to start here.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so that was my first day in engine room. And
That's Anup, that's the unique thing of our maritime industry, especially for
yes,
the
yes,
ships.
yes, yes.
The theoretical knowledge and the practical thing is very, very different. So there is a huge difference to that.
Yes,
So
yes.
ये
I
बहुत
was also in
unique
a
thing.
hurry, like, yes.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
also in a hurry to complete my task and then present it. But it is not that. You have to put your mind, you have to put your heart, you need to put your knowledge, you need to ask people. Then only will you have to make it. Like it was on the third day, like even I fainted because of so much of heat and everything. And my brother sub told me, take rest for one day and then you come back. But sailing part of time, slowly by slowly, I became a buddy to my second engineer, and he started, giving me instructions how to do, what to do, how to be, checking, keep a check on all the machineries and things like that. And almost by 1 month I was able to manage even a few of the things. I was assisting fourth engineer for bunkering. My bunkering thing and all, I started taking it with so much of interest. My second sub also started liking it. Okay, Anup, you can also help him. Even if he's busy, he can also do bunkering. So uh, that kind of experience or confidence I started gaining. And after coming back to India, I was in a relationship. My relationship has gone to marriage. After marriage, my wife told me not to sail again. So, and I
You
told her, give
agreed.
me 1 year of time. Yeah.
Okay.
So I told my wife, okay, you don't like sailing, it's okay, but this is my passion, and this is something which I always love to do. Be in an engine room. From my childhood, if I get something, I started opening, everything. Even on my bike, also I start working and things like that. So it is something which my hands cannot be kept quiet. I need some spanner or something in my hand. So this is what I used to be very passionate about. And I told my wife, I'm promising you, I will only take 1 year if I'm able to pass my exams or able to find my job back, because I don't wanted to put my money back for an agent and then started sailing. So it's a big no-no for me, because I have seen, like, the hard-earned money is put into agent, and agent is giving a ship like this. So I was completely against it, and somehow it happened for me. I realized that this is not the way you should be continuing your career by giving all your hard-earned family money and then started sailing. So 1 year, almost 1 year, she was only the one who was supporting for the financial things and that. Whatever I had, I spent it on my marriage and things like that. So uh, almost for 1 year, I started giving my exams. No wonder happened. I could not clear my exams. Then I told her, okay, I'm going to start my job. Maybe I love driving, so I should join some Ola cabs or something like that. She said, no,
Oh,
no, find some job. We'll get some desk job, okay? And I was going, my downs, but I was not showing it to my wife, because anyway, it's a new marriage and everything. It's a love marriage, so I don't wanted to give her a impression that I am depressed or I'm upset or something like that. So I was talking to one of my friend, with whom I was working in Marriott. So he told me, Anup, don't think about taking up a layman job or something like that, like driving or something like that. So try to find a desk job. I will help you with that. So that is the time I joined in an immigration consultancy as an immigration consultant and
okay.
recruitment officer. So I worked there for 6 months. After 3 months, I came to know that it's a sales job. So you
Okay.
have to start selling, and you need to get a lot of clients. Again, money is involved. So anything
Hmm.
which has a lot of money, we have to sell something and get the money, and that has a sales target. I feel little bit of, I don't know, for some reason I was feeling, I'm maybe in a kind of, cheating people, or we are
Hmm.
selling their dreams to replacing the money or taking the money. So I even that time, the company which we both shared. So I got an offer from there, like an interview happened, and the first question asked to me is that how you what is the procedure to procedure you do when you start a purifier.
Okay.
So, having said that, so many background, almost for 5 months, I was the one who was operating all these things. So, I have not gone by books. To be very frank, Amarjit, if even if today, if you ask me something, I will only tell you from my experience what I had, not from the book what I read or I studied. So, I said the same thing, we have to sledge, desledge, all those things, it will rotate, it will, all these things I told him. And the reaction from the interviewer was so numb. I thought I am rejected. I came out. I was so upset. I went home. I have not told anything to my wife as well. And within 2 days, I got a call saying that you've been selected. You can join here. So
Wow.
I was in cloud nine. Okay, my God, I'm coming back to marine industry, because almost 6 months I wasted somewhere in office jobs, and that was like a career or something which I wanted to, and I came there, like we all shared, like PMS. I was a part of that team only, and with that, maybe because of so many other skills also I'm interested, or diverse field I was in. So they thought maybe I may be able to work in another kind of inventory management, or maybe dealing with clients. So different scenarios I had. So from there, Even at one point of time, my all my colleagues, my friends started moving out. Then I also thought, it may be not the industry which I need to stick on. So almost after 1.5 years of realization, uh, I was told by one of my friend that there is a company, they're into procurement, and maybe you can try there. So I went there. I given my interview. I was being selected, and everywhere the procedure, everything was clear to me. And so from there, my procurement journey actually started. So before that, only on board, we used to see what procurement, how it comes on board, or how the chief engineer or the second engineer used to order things. We never know the struggle behind what the procurement officer or the buyer does for the vessel. So I was in that company for almost 5 years, like uh, like all others or the people who struggle. Like I learned procurement from that company. I learned a lot of process, good habits, or I can say how to tackle difficult situations or urgencies and many things. Like it was giving me value added, to my career, everything. But the way which I wanted my promotion or nothing was happening. So then I started looking for other companies. Then that's how I joined into the current company which I'm working in. So almost I had 5 years of experience there before I joining this company. Now almost 2 years. So 5 plus 7 years of experience. Five plus 2 years of experience. Almost 7 years of experience I have in procurement.
यस यस एंड एक और चीज है ना अभी मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ लाइक व्हेन वी आर सेलिंग ऑन शिप्स हमें उस टाइम पे we don't realize ki when we are going to quit sailing. Obviously, the plan A is
Yes.
if you are a cadet, deck cadet, then you should become a captain. ठीक है, that is plan A. If you are engine cadet, you should become a chief engineer. But with the time, obviously life throws different situation to everyone. So based on that situation, we take decisions, right? So, but टिल दैट टाइम हमें पता नहीं होता कि यार हमें सेलिंग एक बार एकदम छोड़नी पड़ सकती है. देन उसके बाद लेट्स से कि अगर वो सिचुएशन आती है एंड अभी हमें सेलिंग छोड़ना है, देन वी स्टार्ट लुकिंग फॉर द ऑप्शंस, राइट, कि क्या अभी कर सकते हैं शोर पे, क्योंकि उससे पहले तो कभी इस बारे में सोचा ही नहीं है. उससे पहले तो प्लान यही चल रहा है माइंड में कि यार कैप्टन बनना है या क्लास 2 के एग्जाम देने हैं, ये ऐसे ऐसे करने हैं. ठीक है. सो ये मेरे साथ हुआ, मैं बताता हूँ. आफ्टर कमिंग टू शोर साइड आई रियलाइज्ड, थोड़ा सा मुझे ना गिल्ट फील हुआ या आई रिग्रेटेड कि मैं शिप पे था. तो अगर मैं ये चीज शिप पे थोड़ा पहले शुरू करता तो मुझे शायद मेरा जो करियर का जो एक एक फ्लो है और जो एलिवेशन है शायद और भी अच्छा होता. बाय गिविंग एग्जांपल, फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई एम इन अ पीएमएस डोमेन, ठीक है, आई एम अ पीएमएस इंजीनियर. So when I started my shore career in a PMS side, so उसमें equipment के structures हैं, there are jobs which are linked to the equipment, spares which are linked to the equipment, there are many more minute things. ठीक है, but ship पे रह के I just cared about कुछ इन्वेंट्री रेज करना है तो चीफ इंजीनियर को आई ओनली लाइक जस्ट राइटिंग द स्पेयर्स जो कि ऑर्डर करना है, क्या क्या जॉब्स है, उसके अलावा ज्यादा कुछ देखा नहीं. बट नाउ आई फील कि अगर मैंने उस टाइम पे शायद थोड़ा और ध्यान दिया रहता तो मे भी मेरे लिए और बेटर होता. व्हाई आई एम सेइंग सो, बिकॉज व्हेन पीपल लाइक अस जो सेलिंग छोड़ के जब शोर पे आते हैं ना, व्हेन दे गिव देयर फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू, मेरे जैसे आप जैसे लोग, तो उस टाइम पे कुछ नेगोशिएशंस होते हैं. एंड व्हाट वी आर टोल्ड कि दिस विल बी योर फ्रेश स्टार्ट. ठीक है, दिस इज अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी, दिस इज अ फर्स्ट स्टार्ट, सो हम इतना दे सकते हैं. बट आई थिंक कि अगर मैं पीएमएस का शायद और शिप पे थोड़ा उस जो सॉफ्टवेयर को थोड़ा और अच्छे से देखता, उस एप्लीकेशन में ये भी मुझे पता होता कि इसमें और एक्स्ट्रा चीजें क्या होती हैं, देन इट कुड हैव हेल्प मी ड्यूरिंग द इंटरव्यू. मैं थोड़ा और अच्छे से नेगोशिएट करता सैलरी में, मैं कॉन्फिडेंटली बोल सकता कि मुझे ये सब भी आता है. बिकॉज व्हाट हैपन्स नॉर्मली, जब भी कोई शिप से पहली बार शोर साइड पे आता है ना, उस इंटरव्यू में उसको थोड़ा सा स्लाइटली कॉर्नर ये किया जाता है कि दिस विल बी योर फ्रेश स्टार्ट, ये दिस इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. उस टाइम पे अगर कोई बंदा कॉन्फिडेंटली बोले कि नहीं नहीं, इट इज नॉट दैट अ फ्रेश स्टार्ट, ये मेरे पास एक्सपीरियंस है, मुझे इसका एडिशनल नॉलेज भी है, मुझे पता है पीएमएस क्या होता है, कहाँ से जॉब्स निकालते हैं, उसका क्या तरीका है, ठीक है। थोड़ी बहुत अवेयरनेस अभी लोगों को हो गई है कि पीपल रीच आउट टू दी इन द फर्टिनिटी की भाई पीएमएस में ये बंदा है, इससे पूछ लो कि होता क्या है, या इंटरव्यू से पहले पूछ लो। तो बट आज से कुछ टाइम पहले तो ये भी नहीं था, बट आई स्टिल थिंक कि शिप पे काम करते करते कुछ एक्स्ट्रा स्किल्स एक्वायर कर सकते हैं। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल रोहित मैती ने भी एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल शेयर किया था, ही सेड कि नाउ ही इज इन बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट। बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट में आपको डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर के साथ बात करना पड़ता है। फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर सेलिंग समथिंग टू द कंपनी, तो आपको सुपरिटेंडेंट से बात करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। सो ही सेड कि जब वो शिप पे था कैडेट, तो सुपरिटेंडेंट से डरते थे लोग। वो तो उसने बोला कि अगर उस टाइम पे वो डर मैंने हटा के शायद उस टाइम कभी सुपरिटेंडेंट से बात की होती, जो शिप पे जो लोग आ रहे हैं, चैंडलर आ रहे हैं, कोई भी शिप एंड शोर इंटरफेस हो रहा है, अगर मैंने उसमें थोड़ा और इन्वॉल्वमेंट लिया होता, तो मेरा कॉन्फिडेंट और भी अच्छा होता। बट आफ्टर कमिंग टू शोर साइड ही फाइंड आउट कि यार ये तो डेली उसको सुपरिटेंडेंट से बात करना पड़ेगा कि हम हमारा ये प्रोडक्ट है, हम ये सर्विस देते हैं। सो सेम गोज विद द पीएमएस। मुझे लगता है कि अगर मैंने थोड़ा पीएमएस सॉफ्टवेयर का थोड़ा अच्छे से स्टडी किया होता, तो जब मैं पहली बार शोर जॉब पे इंटरव्यू दे रहा था, मैं उस टाइम बोल के थोड़ा और अच्छे से सैलरी नेगोशिएट करता। वो जितना बोल रहे हैं मैं बोलता कि नहीं नहीं है,
Yes,
एग्जैक्टली मुझे
yes,
पता है, मुझे ये सब पता है क्या होता है। एंड इफ यू शो दैट कॉन्फिडेंस दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली गेट मोर सैलरी ड्यूरिंग योर फर्स्ट फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू। एंड अगर वहां
yes,
पे वो,
yes,
इफ देयर ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट टाइम अगर वो चेंज सिग्निफिकेंट है, देन वो हर साल, बिकॉज एवरी ईयर इंक्रीमेंट्स होता है, वो उस पहली सैलरी के ऊपर होता है। सो वो एक जो एलिवेशन है ना, वो साफ साफ दिखता है। आफ्टर 5 एंड 6 ईयर्स मैं अभी वो फील कर सकता हूँ, इवन दो आई एम हैप्पी वेयर आई एम, बट मैं स्टिल फील करता हूँ कि 6 साल पहले सेलिंग छोड़ने से पहले अगर ये चीज मैंने थोड़ा और अच्छे से की होती, तो शायद मैं श्योर पे अभी और भी अच्छी पोजीशन में होता वैसा। सो
correct, correct, correct,
इज
correct.
देयर समथिंग जो आपको फील होता है कि अगर कोई अभी शिप पे है, ऑब्वियसली नोबडी वांट्स टू क्विट सेलिंग जब तक कि कोई अनफोर्सी सिचुएशन ना हो, समथिंग विच इज नॉट अवर कंट्रोल, कुछ ऐसा होता है तभी हम सेलिंग छोड़ते हैं, राइट। सो इफ यू कैन गिव सम एडवाइस कि कोई अगर शिप पे है तो उसे क्या है एडिशनल, आई मीन अपार्ट फ्रॉम देयर रेगुलर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, क्या एडिशनल थोड़ा ध्यान देना चाहिए सो दैट इट कैन बी हेल्पफुल वाइल ट्रांजिशनिंग टू श्योर व्हेन द टाइम कम्स, ओके वैसा।
Yes. So, मेरे साइड से इतना ही बोला। सो व्हेन वी आर सेलिंग, अपना एक्चुअली फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एक प्लान नहीं रहता है कि सेलिंग करने के बाद क्या करने वाला है, और हम लोग आगे जाके अपना लाइफ क्या बनने वाला है। वी नेवर हैड एन आइडिया। सो हम लोग जब ज्वाइन किया, जो सेलिंग में जो जॉब आते गया वो करते गया, एंड एंड ऑफ द डे वी ऑल गेट टायर्ड, वी यूज्ड टू जस्ट टेक आवर रेस्ट आवर्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट। बट अगर कोई भी अगर शिप में अगर बंदा, अगर इफ आई वांट टू गिव एन एडवाइस टू समवन, if he is a fourth engineer or he's a cadet or someone on board, I will suggest one thing, because this is what I learned in the first industry which I joined. It's in hotel industry. So no other people department also what they exactly do. If being an engine cadet or engine crew, they should also understand how the deck side people work. What all the responsibility a chief officer has, or maybe how the cook is planning his meal for the day, or how the refrigeration is kept. Show a little bit of interest, and try to gain knowledge. So if you gain little bit of knowledge, somewhere it is going to help you back. It's not that मेरा इतना ही है 9 to 6 का जॉब है, या जो भी शिफ्ट है 4 to 12 और whatever 8 to 12 जो भी शिफ्ट है वही करके मैं जाके मेरे रूम में सो जाऊंगा, that is my, and then I have my rest hours. ऐसे सोचेगा तो it's very difficult, because you need to have little bit of exposure to other things also, then only you will learn. Maybe you can also see how people plan their work. अभी एक पेंटर है, he will be maybe the captain or the chief officer will give him a task. This is the area you need to paint. You can see how he is going to prepare, how he is going to chip that, what are the tools which he is going to chip that out, and what is the pus coating he is going to do, then what is going to check that, what should be the thickness, thoda kuch knowledge, even in your spare time, instead of watching games or something, doing something other activities, show a little bit of interest, so that will always have an add-on experience. I'm not saying that this will only beneficial if you quit the job, but it will also help you when you start continuing your sailing also. So these kind of things, I think, will be a value added. We cannot say that, onboard beke Python seeko, or onboard beke you can see learn C, C++. Some people are very talented in computer side, all those things. But some people, कितना भी कंप्यूटर सिखाएगा उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा. लाइक कुछ भी करो, एक्सेल शीट का भी है, वर्कबुक भी है, कैसे एडिट करना है. Until and unless you have an hands-on experience into it, is not going to learn that. So जो एक्स्ट्रा इंटरेस्ट है ना, ऑन बोर्ड जो में टाइम मिलेगा ना, तो ऐसे सब करेगा तो इट्स बेनिफिशियल. इवन व्हेन आई वाज सेलिंग, आई नेवर had even in back of my mind that I will not ever visit a vessel back. So so मैं अगर वो टाइम में अगर सोचता था नहीं मैं जाके मैं प्रोक्योरमेंट करने वाला, या आई एम गोइंग टू डू सम पीएमएस, मे बी बहुत सारा वैल्यू एडेड लेके आता था मेरे साथ. तो वो टाइम में कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं है. आई जस्ट वेंट विद द फ्लो एंड केम विद द फ्लो, दैट्स इट. एंड but ठीक है, so somewhere that is also helping me, because I, like, in an engine room, our Bada Sahab used to say, whenever you are in front of a machinery, always, keeps your eyes, all the senses open, So it's like that, you need to sense, if you get some smell, something is burning, there is a smell of oil in the engine room, and something smells more than that, it's something is burning, that you should be the first person to, get that, because you are taking around, or you are there presently, or some kind of, some difference in the noise that you hear. So all those things, somewhere it will help us, be alert, be present there and at the moment, and try to gain more knowledge, on the all the way possible. So I think
No, I
yeah,
mean, this
that
is this is a general awareness
yes.
कि आसपास क्या हो रहा है हमारे शिप पे.
Hmm.
सो फॉर एग्जांपल डेक साइड है, सो कभी कभी हम सोचते हैं कि यार इंजन साइड है, हम तो अपना काम किया चले गए, बट एग्जैक्टली डेक साइड पे, एंड एग्जैक्टली दैट दैट हेल्प यू इन फ्यूचर, कि जो ये थोड़ी थोड़ी चीजें हैं ना, देन ये जो इन्फॉर्मेशन सब कलेक्ट होता रहता है, वो बाद में
Hmm.
जो एक्सपीरियंस बनता है ना, दैट इज वेरी हेल्पफुल. So
Yes.
वैसे I have experienced it myself, and also I would give the same advice कि actually अपने आसपास क्या हो रहा है वो भी थोड़ा देख लो. It is also
Hmm.
important. And these things are very interesting. ये कुछ ऐसा भी नहीं है कि यार ये तो इंटरेस्टिंग ही नहीं है. Everything is very, शिप पे जो भी हो रहा है actually it is very interesting. वो कुछ भी
Definitely.
useless नहीं हो रहा है. कोई छोटा चीज भी हो रहा है happening because that is required, that is important. That's why I mean मेरा तो मुझे तो यही लगता है. And then, Anup, अभी for example, see, there are people, अभी मुझे बहुत सारे लोग ना कई बार मैसेज करते हैं कि for marine engineers who are like fourth engineer या third engineer है, उनके लिए क्या क्या options हैं shore side. ठीक है, so obviously as a PMS engineer I'll tell them कि यार PMS engineer है, and because I know कि कुछ friends हैं मेरे जो कि from engineering background, they are in the procurement side, vessel performance है, ऐसे ही एक दो और चीजें हैं.
Yes.
सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर प्रोक्योरमेंट साइड, प्रोक्योरमेंट डोमेन का अगर किसी को थोड़ा इंसाइट देना है किसी इंजीनियर को कि
Hmm.
प्रोक्योरमेंट में ये होता है, अगर इस साइड थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट है, या अगर ये चीज तुम्हें इंटरेस्टिंग लगती है, तो देन इट वुड बी गुड फॉर यू. सी, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वेदर इट इज प्रोक्योरमेंट साइड और पीएमएस साइड, if it is interesting to you, so the you can achieve heights in both domains या किसी तीसरी डोमेन में भी, फोर्थ में भी. बट देयर इज समथिंग जो एक इंटरेस्ट एक्चुअली फैक्टर है. इन पीएमएस यू हैंडल लॉट ऑफ एक्सेल शीट्स. ठीक है, सो फॉर
Hmm.
एग्जांपल बहुत ज्यादा डाटा एनालिसिस भी होता है. सो मे बी किसी का टेक्निकल बहुत अच्छा है, बट किसका डाटा एनालिसिस इतना अच्छा नहीं है, सो मे बी उसके लिए वो इंटरेस्टिंग ना हो. So this can be a case. So is
Yes.
there something in the procurement side कि ये चीज, this would be fascinating for the engineers, या किसी का ये interest हो सकता है, so he should look more towards it, वैसा है कुछ.
So, procurement, I will just start from the basics, okay? तो procurement में normally क्या होता है कि हम लोगों को लगता है कि when I also joined as a buyer और a procurement officer, मेरा भी ये सोच था कि शिप जो भी मांगेगा वही देना है मुझे. मतलब मशीनरी का पार्ट्स मांगेगा, कुछ भी है, आई हैव टू गो टू द सप्लायर एंड गेट इट डन. सो ऐसे नहीं होता है कि बहुत सारा चीज ना ऐसे होता है कि द प्रेजेंट कंडीशन, द सिचुएशन ऑफ मशीनरी रनिंग, तो लास्ट मिनट में उनके पास कोई भी रिक्वेजिशंस और अर्जेंसीज आ सकता है. I may be good in my engine side. Maybe I may not have much knowledge about the tech side or something else which is value added to the vessel. So that is the time end to end वो क्या क्या situations होता है vessel में कैसे sire observation में क्या क्या preparation करना है जैसे PSC में क्या क्या करना पड़ता है and if any audit is going to happen what is going what is the thing we need to prepare and even documentation side and it depends upon owner side the requirements jitna bhi vessel se aata hai na so it will all get converted to an inquiry. So we get an inquiry from vessel saying that we need some parts of machinery or we need some paints, maybe some safety items. You know, being I'll frankly tell you, being on board, I was a sailor and all. So even looking at the requisition, it will be 60%. I can say I'm not saying bossing up. So 60% of the time we'll understand, okay, this can be very critical for vessel. If a main engine or auxiliary engine or a purifier or a boiler things comes up, I will be more alert, knowing the machinery is on board. So I will be more alert in, sending that inquiry, getting it processed ASAP and getting it arranged on board. But if something which can wait, something like which is not so important, but it can be connected in the later part. So that kind of requisition, when it comes to us, we take our own time, getting into we taking a good deal from the supplier, and then the best deal we convert to an order. So that kind of knowledge also will be very helpful when it comes to procurement side. So I think I'm just a little bit diverting from your question. Sorry.
No. Actually, it is excellent point. So you're going correct. So for someone who is working on ship, and if he wants to relate the technical skill with the procurement side, so if he knows which machinery is more critical for the ship, then while coming on this side at shore, if he is doing the
Yes.
procurement thing, so at that time he must be aware, okay, these spares are of main engine or emergency generator, so these are of high priority. So I think this is you want to convey, right? I think this is excellent.
Yes. So recently, I will share my experience. Just 2-3 weeks back, one of my technical has been joined, and he was randomly asking everyone, what is your experience? What is your experience like that? So I told, I sailed before, and I been having experience, and this is. Then he said, okay, you're a sailor. Then I don't have to explain you anything. You know machinery in and out. So in and out, it's a different thing because in a person who is on board will have more struggle than I being a buyer at this side, So when I started doing the procurement, even today also, if an inquiry comes now, I will not think like I'm a buyer. Okay, ठीक है देखा जाएगा जब कोरिया खुलेगा तब देखा जाएगा नहीं तो चाइना खुलेगा तब देखा जाएगा ऐसे नहीं होता है like if it is an urgent I need to be on toes because I understand the machinery and I understand the urgency. So I act in a different way. I approach will change from different to different knowledge people knowledge like if a vessel is asking a flag, so maybe I can see that the next convenient port it is there, then only I will connect it. And if vessel is highlighting that this I need it before sailing or from that port or something like that, then we need to be acting little more fast. If an quarterly medicine is being asked, then when that time we understand that we still have time because the next quarter the vessel has asked it. I will only check if the certificate is valid or not. So that kind of in-depth knowledge you need to know because if certificate is not valid and if the medicine also can be arranged next time, but if certificate is not valid, vessel can be detained also. So I will try to procure the certificate first and I will send the medicine in the second convenient port or arrangement. So doing day by day the knowledge has not been gained in one day. Slowly when we start procuring things we understand what is top urgent. So in our company we have the category like urgent, air freight, normal, stores and local. So based on the priority we worked upon, if something is urgent we need to be on toes and get it connected ASAP to vessel on the convenient port or wherever it comes. And air freight means it can wait, but it is also an urgent thing which we need to be connected. But vessel still can sail without that. There are some critical machineries. Vessel, if something fails, vessel cannot sail. It can even affect their current chartering or the sailing and everything. So that needs to be procured in a different way also. So,
So
and
it is just not about the process. It is also about prioritizing things, and then
yes,
a
yes,
little bit of dedication as you have worked on ship. So you are very
yes,
well aware that this much is very critical for the vessel. So
yes.
that
If
factor is also
you
required.
yes, yes. If you understand about the machinery, who is going to stop you? You know, like
Yeah.
uh, because see, looking at the requisitions, if I have 15 requisition in my queue to process, I will see what is been more urgent for the vessel. You know, I may have that advantage to understand that machinery because I'm coming from ship side, or somebody who might have done a course in a they will have more knowledge than someone else. Otherwise, we will only see, requisition number one, requisition number two, requisition number three. By the time they have floated 10 inquiries and they went for their break, and they understand that the requisition 15 was the most urgent that you need to be processed as one. So that kind of, promptness is required even in procurement, even though we can say we actually act as a helping hand to the technical team and as well as vessel. So sometimes vessel also being in a hurry and things like that, they forgot to mention that Anup have raised an inquiry. It is very urgent and we cannot sail it without that. But looking at that inquiry, I will be in toss. Sir, I have found this inquiry and what is the action to be done? Or maybe I will take my action and then I will ask vessel.
Mm.
So that is something which can really make a difference in, making the shipment out or moving everything, logistics and all you over the years you can learn it. But understanding a machinery knowledge, it is very much, valid in our even procurement. So even in our team, we have this kind of value added, presentations happening on a monthly or weekly time, wherein we always get a chance to talk. Maybe from non-marine end also, people give a presentation saying that this is a machinery, and this is how it works, and this is the principle, or this urgent is this is very critical for the vessel. So. Maybe from marine we understand everything or we have a feel that we know everything. Okay, I can put it in that way. But anyone who take their interest in knowing engine machineries or deck machineries or whatever it is, they will surely achieve, like
Mm.
they will understand what needs to be processed first. That priority needs to be taken up very seriously even in purchasing. So anyone who is like a third engineer, fourth engineer, who wants to be a part of purchasing side or supply chain, definitely their knowledge is going to bring most of the value added things, because a person who will be doing his job in 1 hour, maybe a person who knows about the machinery can take the action in at like 30-40 minutes, maybe lesser than that. They can understand, they can process more faster. And we have our procurement is completely depend upon supplier. Supplier is giving a quotation, then only it will convert to order. So having said that, somebody who is having good communication skill, or somebody who can talk to clients or talk to supplier or just put an email, so that will also, email communication. I will tell everyone, like, if you are, sitting, take your extra time to, learn about email etiquettes. That is something which will take you to some level, like you
Mm.
need to know, you will have a good experience, a good email. If you read a good email, and when
Yes.
you when you read a email which is just, just trying to uh, just giving a reply, so that makes a different impression. If I'm sending an email to Amar and I'm just not adding any email etiquettes or something, very formal emails, it will not be having that much of value. Then I'm writing an email to you saying that, Amar, this is the criticality and this is the plan, this is what we need to do. So both the end, instead of having so many conversation, even the first email, it has all the information that Amar will understand that, this is something which I have to do very urgently. So that kind of skill, or people need to develop. Uh, that will also give you, even if you're planning, or if you in future if you come to shore side, that will give definitely going to give a boost to you.
Yes, exactly. Email etiquette is one of the a skill that is required in, I think, all the
Yes.
domains that we learn with time. Uh, Anup, we use few words like supplier quotation. I think they might be little bit complicated for the people who are, very early stage on the ship. So,
Mhm.
like for example, when I was junior engineer, I just I just knew there is a requisition which is raised by the vessel and then the spare they comes on board. I did not know absolutely about the processes which is handled by the procurement team. So if you can explain in very simple steps what happens
Okay.
after requisition is raised by the ship, and and I mean between raising the requisition till the spares reach the vessel, what is the processes
Okay.
that I mean happening in between?
Yes. So for any particular vessel, for engine side, the duty or the responsibility will be taken by chief engineer. It may depend upon company to company. The chief engineer will draft a requisition. He start on adding, what all things he needs to be put in that category. Maybe it's a boiler space. He will start putting only boiler space. So there will be a subject line saying that boiler space repaired on quarter one, or maybe urgent, or the port name will be there, which port he needed, or till what time vessel needed. So all the details will be there in the inquiry page only. So there will be multiple requisitions vessel will be creating during a port call. But if take only one example, if it's a boiler spare, okay. So boiler spare he will start on adding one item that he will keep it in the draft, and he keep on adding like 10 items. Then he feel like, it is okay, now I can submit to shore. The shore, we are the people who are sitting in the shore. From vessel to shore he will submit the requisition, inquiry, and that will come to us. We will convert it into quotation stage. That means we will read what is being mentioned there line by line. What is the maker, what is the item vessel has requested, yeah, what is the quantity which vessel has requested, and how many days vessel need this, and all the proofreading. We can say that we will see everything line by line. Then based on the maker, if this is Kangrim or Alpha Level or whatever it is, we send to the specified supplier all this specified country. Like Korea, we have a lot of suppliers, and China, we have suppliers. So based on the inquiry and the maker, we start initiating the inquiry to those suppliers. Okay. So sometimes we get the quotations within hours. Sometimes it take 1 or 2 days, because I'm sitting in India, and if some supplier is in China and they have holiday, we need to have a little bit of patience, saying that they have some holidays or something like that. They will only quote after that. So if some requisition can wait till the supplier opens, we will wait for them to quote. Otherwise, if something is urgent, we will start giving a call. We'll start giving a call and tell them, sir, inquiry has been sent to you. It's very urgent. Please confirm if you can quote ASAP. If the supplier says no, we are in holiday, we cannot quote, then we'll try to approach some other suppliers who can give a quotations. So this is how little bit of quotation background I'm telling you. So once we get the quotations, so we have a process wherein we have to share the quotation to vessel. Okay, or we can share the quotation to vessel, and otherwise, if it's like a frequent inquiries which is coming, and we understand the pattern, like normally this order goes to this supplier, having economic cost, or being a purchaser side, we need to see what is the best lead time, what is the best price which suppliers has quoted, and what is the quantity, the quality of the item which has been quoted. It is OEM genuine, and we can see the vessel history. They are keep on buying OEM, or they are keep on buying genuine. Based on all the criteria which whatever we follow, we can actually select and put for technical approval, and also understanding urgencies or anything. So we can also highlight to technical as well as vessel that this is the quotation, this is what we have put, and this is what I think that this is the best quotation which I submitted to you. Uh, Mostly vessel will review and technical will review, and they will also add their comments. If some information is missing, then again we approach vessel for that information. Once we get the information, we share it with the supplier. So many of the times we've seen that vessel has requested 10 items, and out of that 6 items we can get an easy quotations, but 4 items they need some kind of details. Maybe they need a diagram, they need a part number. So these kind of things, from shore side, we will not be able to give to supplier. So it will be more of a technical discussion happening. So we sometimes include vessel, and vessel will also give a feedback saying that for item number 6, we need this is the details, this is the diagram. So based on that, the quotation will be re-updated, like reviewed, and they will be giving a revised quotation, and based on that, it converts to an order. So once it is ordered, so this goes to supplier as a PO. So we call it
Okay.
purchase order. So this PO will be given to the supplier. So from the date we order, if suppose today is like 4th and it has a lead time of 6 days, so we will calculate the 6 working days, not Saturday,
Yes.
Sunday. Okay, Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday we normally keep it as not working day. So 6 working days, it will become 12 or something like that. Okay, so we keep delivery date record is that, or if anything is urgent, we keep it highlighted on a separate email or something. So once the order is ready, the supplier will revert us back. Anup, what is the delivery instruction for this order? Whether we should send your warehouses or we need to dispatch it directly to vessel. So most of the this thing, we due to saving the freight cost, we take it in a warehouse, and we always do a consolidated shipment. That means consolidated shipment means if an order weighs only 25 kg, and if I want to dispatch the 25 kg to a destination, I may end up paying like 600 $300. $300 to $600. Okay, if I have a consolidated shipment which is around 200 kg, okay, or 1,000 kg, which will have a lesser freight cost. Like per kg, it will be like three to $6 per kg. So it depends upon from where you are dispatching, what time you are dispatching, what weekday or weekend you are dispatching. So all this planning we do it behind. So the kind of freight calculations, the time taken to from point A to point B, when this reach at point B, whether vessel will be there or not. So dispatching it can happen, just an instruction it can dispatch. But our major criteria is that when you are dispatching anything from point A, they should reach at point B before this vessel arrives. Having said that, at point B there will be a customs clearance happening. There will be some holidays or there will be some restrictions because some items it can be just flew like that. It is just a spare parts. It can just connect to vessel. But some items will always have some DG item in that, some restricted item in that. So that will take more time in customs. Instead of 2 days, it may take 6 days also. And sometimes after reaching there, we understand that, the paperwork is not correct. It is going to
Yeah.
lie there. So we have to correct the paperwork, things like that. So all these things we need to calculate in advance so that it will be smoothly connected to vessel. So being in purchase side, so once the order is converted, we have more responsibility for that order because till the time it is in approval or it is in vessel's queue and everything, we can okay because they are reviewing it. But once it is converted to order, that means that is our baby. We have to take care of it till the time it reach vessel. Till the time it reach vessel, also our job doesn't end. Okay. So if a chief engineer is there, he is receiving at point B. So what he will do that he will keep all the orders, maybe a 10 packet of orders. I'm just taking this less number, 10 packet of orders. He will keep it there. He will only check during his, uh, free time or maybe, based on the urgencies, based on the PO number, which is mentioned on that. He will material received. Okay. So he will take an MR one by one. He will start opening the package. Then he realized that there were 10 items in a box. We only received 6. So that will become another issue for us. It will be then a follow up will come for us, things like that. So we normally, whenever we connect to anything to warehouse also do a check that, in a PO, we have mentioned 10 items. If it is received only 6 items or 10 items. So based on that, only warehouse will be taking complete delivery of that package. So initially, only before dispatching, only these checks will be happening. But some of the cases we have seen that after opening the box, we found that there was a glass tube sent to one of the vessel. It was broken. So that time, all the days which vessel waited for the item, or all the days which we have converted the order and were patiently waiting for readiness, it has all gone in drain. So, so again, our process will start. Then we have to tell the supplier that see, this has reached vessel in a bad situation or bad condition. B vessel cannot be used. It kindly confirm you will be giving a credit note or you will be dispatching a new item, new working item to the next convenient port. So sometimes it gets into debates saying that no, this is not our mistake. Sometimes suppliers are very prompt. They are in the field and they understand the industry. They understand and they will be very prompt. and they will dispatch in no matter of time. If they know the port details, agent details, they are very prompt in dispatching it also. But even I've seen like a couple of suppliers, they have dispatched 4 times, and the 4 times we received the broken glass to go there. So that happens. It's logistics. If something like you food fragile, the airline industry will throw it 2 times more. So it's a so it's a part of this thing. So we have to be so having said that, once vessel receive it and they take an MR, then complete fully received. That means for the particular PO, our work is over. Then the supplier will have an invoice on it, and then invoice processing also being done by supplier, depends upon company to company. So invoice processing is done by buyer. Sorry. So after the invoicing, the one for the particular PO, I can say our work is done once the invoice is done. So based on that, still we have something like open PO, non-invoiced items, and all those jobs will be coming. But logistic part, it ends there when vessel take an MR.
Thank you, Anup, for explaining in depth and detail. That was more than expectations, but I think it will be really helpful for the people to understand that in a procurement domain, how many stakeholders are there, because you're communicating with the vessel, communicating with the superintendents, then suppliers. Then while this spare is reaching on board, whether it is going to the warehouse, how this is handled, and also like you explained the various challenges that came across. I think it will help people to understand ki it is not that simple task A to B.
No,
There are a lot
definitely,
of things in between, and apart from the knowledge, you have to take decisions at various points, subjective to case. So that is very interesting thing. Thank you. I think you have covered. Yeah, please.
I would like to add about stakeholders. This is a part of my KPI, so I'm very interested to give answer to that also, because the stakeholder thing actually came after I joined this company. Before that, it was all easy to go. Whenever you get an order, it gets converted to order. Inquiry converted to order, and things were very smooth, and there was no budget issue because it was a ownership company. So coming to a management company, we have tight on our budget. So that when we have tight on our budget, we are tight on everything. So each approval stage also will increase. Okay. An inquiry comes, it will not easily convert to order. It goes through several approvals. It can be your technical team. That includes your superintendent. Can be your electrical superintendent. And even it goes to the vessel, chief engineer, master, or someone who is involved in that activity. So all these people have to approve it before you convert it to an order. So these are the major stakeholders. Apart from this, we have this marine superintendent, HSUQ superintendents. So all these people, sometimes we have to even, for case to case, we have to even go for honors approval. So having said that, honors approval is something which is not so easy. Sometimes we have to give, even the technical has to give so many explanation, even though the things are very, it seems very easy for us. We need 10 liters of paint. So sometimes technical approvals, vessel approvals, it goes to owners. Then owner will come back saying that why you need 10-liter paint? We have already supplied 20-liter last month. So we need to give an explanation what happened to that 20-liter which was supplied earlier. Then now why we need this 10-liter. So that kind of communication also happens, because that is also a stakeholder, the major stakeholder, our owners. So to keep everyone happy, it's not so easy, but we can manage one by one. We can give our explanations. Sometimes our email convert to Excel sheets also.
Also, I can consider is as a major difference of being with ship owners and ship managers.
Yes, so, yes.
That's how it works. Okay. I think the processes you have explained well. I do not have a question to ask now. Everything you have explained.
Yeah, please. Yeah. I would love to take questions, because
you have explained everything. But there is one common thing which have been asked by the people, from the marine engineers, when I tell them that procurement is also an option, they ask me, okay, what can be the salary scope there?
Oh,
Like for
definitely.
example, yeah, for fourth engineer and third engineer, if somebody wants to join a procurement team for any ship owner and ship manager company organization, so what salary he or she can expect at the during?
As
I
per
mean,
as per the industry standard, if you see my ex boss, I can say my lead, he was a third engineer.
okay,
Okay, and my colleague who is working in another team, we have a second engineer as well.
okay,
And the last company which I worked, we had even captain working in procurement field.
okay,
So it's no matter what role you've been there, but it is all your interest. It takes you to continue the job as a purchaser or a buyer. Because salary part, if you say that it is something which you personally have to negotiate with your knowledge and everything, and the company and HR will decide that. But the interest will definitely, having said that, if you have interest in what you're doing, it will definitely help you and it will take you to that place. Nobody is going to stop if you're knowledgeable enough, if you're working hard, and if you're moving things on the right direction. It is good. Where we don't have risk, we if we are not putting our heart and soul, then it's a problem. If you think that from the day one only, I need to have the procurement head salary, it's not going to happen. Sometimes we have to even prove ourselves, we have to step up one by one, we will gain knowledge, we'll but the more you pitch in, more you have knowledge at the time of interview, what you are going to sign up, it will be an add-on beneficial for you. Definitely, I agree with you. But most of the cases ऐसे होते हैं ना अमर, like maybe दूसरा दूसरा field में भी काम किया, so I understand that when we are signing up for something, we definitely don't have that much of knowledge what is the process which is happening inside. So, like you said, this is something which all people can practice. At least call someone, ask someone how the process is working. What will be an estimated salary I can expect. ये सब पूछ के जाना will be a better thing, because even if I started my career back to marine industry, I had no idea. It was just like I am coming like everyone else. I thought something, I may be having an extra quality. I'm coming in, but after reaching there, मेरे जैसे ही लोग था बाकी भी.
yes,
It was like I signed up feeling that I may be the someone who is standing outside. I quit my sailing and I coming back. Maybe it's an add-on advantage for you, for me, that I will be getting a good job or salary, something like that. Then I realized that सब अपने जैसे यार, like somebody has taken a break from sailing, somebody may be preparing for exams, somebody has same kind of similar story, and so the more you pitch in during the interview, it will definitely give you more. And ask more, get more. That's what I
yes,
can say.
yes. I think
And
this is great example. And I think this is correct कि अगर while giving the interview, if you have that confidence because
yes,
of knowledge and because of you have asked somebody ke, what they are expecting, what is the job description, and then what is there in the role actually, and if you have that abilities also, then you can pitch in with confidence. So उसमें
yes,
I think बिकॉज मैं अगर अपना एग्जांपल देता हूँ, अगर किसी को मैं बोलता हूँ कि यार मुझे भी नहीं पता था, सो मे बी somebody gave me 20 to 23,000 at that time
mm-hmm.
आफ्टर सेलिंग,
Yes,
पता ही नहीं था तो क्या करते, वो तो आने के बाद पता चला कि यार दिस इज नॉट एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू डिजर्व, बट देन कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था, किसी से पूछा नहीं था, सीधा आ गए घुस गए. बट नाउ अगर कोई मुझसे अभी पूछता है ना एज अ पीएमएस कि कोई थर्ड इंजीनियर या फोर्थ इंजीनियर है, आई टेल देम कि यार ये इसमें होता है, यू शुड बी वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट व्हेन यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर द जॉब. इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे एटलीस्ट 12 लाख सीटीसी यू शुड आस्क, अगर कोई
mm.
शिप ओनर्स या शिप मैनेजमेंट वाली कंपनी है. फॉर थर्ड पार्टी कंपनी, बिकॉज दे हैव अ वेरी लिमिटेड बजट्स, और उसमें दे टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ योर दिस थिंग कि यू आर क्विटिंग सेलिंग, ओके दिस विल बी योर फ्रेश स्टार्ट, we will give you a experience and then you can go to some other company, so this is like a good beginning for you. So वहां पे थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी है, बट Again, if you are pitching to ship owners or ship managers, then during the interview you should be very confident, and then uske on that behalf you can ask कि इतना है. So that's
So
the thing.
basically during interview, we all, even I also have a similar kind of, as per industry standards. So when we say that, basically we don't know what will be the CTC we are going to get it, or what is the current CTC which somebody is drawing there. So we won't be knowing it. So as per industry standard is something which, even HR or the people who is going to fix your CTC, they will put in between. It will not be on top, or it will not be that less. It will be in between somewhere they will put. And when you get that CTC, first screen or something like, email, then you understand that, then you will start comparing with your current salary and what you're going to get. That is going to take care of your basic needs, or it is just
Yes.
going to give. So
Yes.
then, if someone is very clear what they need it, they can ask upfront. And somebody who is not very clear, what, but try to reach someone, get the idea, and go with it. That will be the best I can advise. For me also,
Exactly.
my journey was very long, so I understand. So I also have done this, as per industry standards. So it takes time. Yeah, yeah. Be prepared for anything which
Yes.
comes. Like, with the first interview only, have some basic knowledge before going for it. Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you so much. Let's wrap it up.
Thank you, Amar.
I think
That
this
was a
is
good catch up. I
this,
think, you having so many years of friendship, I think today was something which we were able to connect and talk too much, like.
no, really, thank you so much for being part of this series. This is just a second episode, and I hope there will be more people, around us who can contribute to this series and raise more
Yes,
awareness
definitely.
with the people who are sailing or maybe not sailing but want to contribute to this industry. So that's my main motive. And so I will be sharing this with the viewers. I've recorded this video.
Edited
Also,
version, right?
yeah, edited version, of course. Of course. Yeah, and I hope so that if sometimes what happens after putting it as an article or in a video format, people then continuously they get more curious and ask more questions. So if
Mhm.
that happens, we'll come again, try to answer those questions. Maybe in next after a few more episodes.
So they are my new stakeholders.
Yeah, exactly. New
I need to answer
stakeholders.
them. Yes, 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 yes. Definitely. Yes, yes. I always like, like if somebody asks me today, if somebody who's done their 10th and 12th and they just tell me that, I want to join Merchant Navy, I will have a piece of advice will be very different than people are already there. So I'm happy to help. I'm there. Yes.
Okay, ठीक है अनूप. Let's conclude it.
Thank you, Amar. It
Thank
was
you
a
so
good
much.
connect with you.
चलो,
Signing off. Take care. Bye
signing
bye.
off. Bye.